Rather than lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. We're going to be diving into the latest around Arsenal. There is some hope around Gabriel Jesus, according to a few sources close to the club. We are very optimistic that he might be back within a very, very short period of time, depending on how his rehabilitation is going to go. Emile Smith Rowe is back in training. We also expect Alexander Zinchenko to be fit for West Ham United on Boxing Day. But of course, there are a few other stories that we have to cover. Yunus Musah, Arsenal have sent in their offer, and the offer has been rejected. That is one that is very interesting for me, and I'm going to be diving into much of that. But of course, in the comment section, join the conversation. Do you think we can survive, I think, 2 weeks or 3 weeks without Gabriel Jesus in the team? Can we survive? Can we keep on winning games? Do you think he's such a vital part of the team that without him, Arsenal cannot win? In my opinion, I'm going to be telling you what I think, but I think you need a striker. If you have a player like Gabriel Jesus out injured, you need a striker. You need someone different. You need someone new in that position. He's so vital. He's so relevant. And I think we're going to really miss a lot. Hit the like button for me. Let's get this video to 300 likes. Subscribe to the podcast as well. We are very close to 60,000 subscribers. This is the channel for Arsenal, especially in Africa. Now, first and foremost, let's talk about the Gabriel Jesus injury. Yes, he did undergo surgery, which is something that was really scary. I think many Arsenal fans and the club as well were praying and hoping that it doesn't go under surgery, that the issue was not as big as requiring him to go under surgery. It didn't happen. His knee has a problem, and he actually underwent surgery and is now in rehabilitation. But sources are indicating that although the initial dates that have been speculated around 3 months and more, Arsenal is still very optimistic that the rehabilitation process could actually take a very short period of time, and we could have Jesus back in the team as quick and short as possible. Now, this can happen. Remember last campaign when Granit Xhaka actually picked up that nasty injury, and we all said it's going to be 3 months, it's going to be 4 months, and then Mikel said, look, he works hard, he's working hard, he wants to come back as quickly as possible, and what happened in the end is Xhaka came back before time. So this could happen with Gabriel Jesus. I think he's a very motivated guy. I think he's so energetic. I think he's so enthusiastic about his job, his career, and then playing for Arsenal as well, playing as a centre forward. I think he might be disappointed a little bit that he's picked up an injury for Brazil, or playing for Brazil in a tournament where he has actually not even been given that much priority. Richarlison has been the number 9, so he will be gutted. He will be disgusted by the fact that he suffered this injury for a team that actually didn't give him that much value in the end. But to be honest, I'm gonna say this: Gabriel Jesus needs a lot of time to heal. I have problems with knee injuries, and I have stigma for them. When I was playing football, look, I didn't play really professional football, but when I was playing football with my colleagues, one of the hurting, body parts for me is the knee. It's one tricky area. It's just a collision of knees, and you do not come back, and then you don't walk straight for a week, and things like that. So for us to say Gabriel Jesus is going to be back within 2 weeks, that could be a lie. 3 weeks, that could be a lie. But we are hoping that he might actually come back within the first probably 4 weeks, within the first 6 weeks. It's a huge story. It's a massive boost for Mikel Arteta. If you look at how he sets up, the importance of Gabriel Jesus to this team, the importance of Gabriel Jesus to how Mikel Arteta wants to play, and every day, every game, whenever he changes something in the system, Gabriel Jesus is one of the players that actually have to take on responsibility. We're going to miss him. The leadership, the hard work, the tenacity, how aggressive he is. I don't think Eddie Nketiah is as aggressive and quality generally to that level. But of course, we've got to support every player on this podcast. And I'm going to say, I think Eddie can do it. I think he will terrorize some few defenses in the Premier League. But Gabriel Jesus is another monster on another level. When you're playing him, that is a real striker. That is a real number 9. He's always running. He's always, scratching. He's always, trying to find a way. And even when he doesn't score, he's actually not recorded a goal from open play in a very long period of time. Ever since we beat Tottenham Hotspur 3 goals to 1. He's not scored ever since then. But you look at the amount of hard work he puts in for Arsenal. You look at the amount of love and enthusiasm he brings to the team. You can't play without him. I'm really, really scared of that Arsenal team without Gabriel Jesus up top, without such a striker, without such a man up top. But there's nothing we've got to do. All we have to do is hope and wait. The positive side is that Emile Smith Rowe is actually back. Now, Mikel Arteta was speaking to the media after our thumping of Lyon. Obviously, we do beat these clubs, and I was really, really happy with Arsenal's performance in that game because I really love to win training games and matches. I don't know why, but Mikel was speaking about it. And he said Emile is back in training, so we are expecting more of him. This is where this could actually not happen at a better time. There is no better time for us to have Emile Smith Rowe back in the side. I don't think there is. Honestly, if you think about it, he's a number 9. He's the number 10. He has played as a false 9 before. And I think it's times like this where Mikel has always gone, can I try players like Emile Smith Rowe in different positions? I love him playing out wide, on the left, probably, on the right. I've not seen him play on the right so many times, but on the left, he just gives us a very, very different kind of picture, very different kind of dimension. And I just love the fact that, he's so talented. You can easily see what he's trying to do on the pitch. You can easily feel, his drive. I think there was a time last campaign where he had the most successful dribbles in the Premier League. He had the most accurate dribbles in the Premier League, and in this Arsenal side, he was at some point in time last campaign one of our best players. And look, now he's back. I don't think he's gonna walk straight into the team with the likes of Fabio Vieira scoring crackers, with the likes of Martin Odegaard as well, doing very, very well. And now that he's captain, you're never gonna kick him out of the side. So Emile has to fight for positions with Gabriel Martinelli and Fabio Vieira. But I think that's not the problem. He's really, really talented. He's got that shot number 10, and that speaks volumes about how Mikel Arteta feels about him, about how the whole Arsenal, team and board feel about him. They know he's such a talent. They know the amount of quality he has. So for me, Emile Smith Rowe coming back with a number of games we're going to be playing. I don't want to rush him because, look, his injury is quite bizarre. I don't know if this is the right word to use, but it's quite bizarre. And the reason that's why I feel it's quite bizarre, you look at it and you're like, yes, he didn't actually get it on the pitch. It's more of a growth issue, and that's why he went, underwent surgery, and he was out for all this time. So you don't want to rush him. You want to give him that time, recover a little bit. The good thing is we now have that man, Fabio Vieira. I think it will come around. Maybe this not this season. Yeah, but you can look at those glimpses of quality in the Europa League sometimes. The goal, the cracker he scored against Lyon, and the cracker he scored against Brentford. It actually tells you much about him. It actually shows you that we have a player in there. It's all about the unboxing. The moment we unbox him very well, he's gonna be a very, very quality player for Arsenal. So Emile Smith Rowe is back. It's gonna be interesting for us to see who starts when. I think Gabriel Martinelli needs some competition as well, and also needs some rest as well. And Emile Smith Rowe gives you that. Barely, almost every time, plays on that left-hand side of the pitch. And down to the middle, I think is one player that you can easily put anywhere. As a support striker, you can play him there. I mean, look, he's been compared to Kevin De Bruyne, but I would love to compare him to Paulo Dybala. I think him and Dybala have so much in common, apart from the inconsistencies that Dybala has. But him and Dybala have so much in common. I think Smith Rowe is one player that really loves to have a goal per 90. He's always going to keep on trying to score at least one or two times per 90. And what that does, it creates you a midfielder who is always onto the score sheet, just like Paulo Dybala, and in the end, you will have to name him a support striker or a second striker. So, Smith Rowe coming back, that is the best piece of news we can talk about on the podcast right about now. Now, there will not be any changes to the transfer strategy or plan that we have already set for January. That is according to The Athletic. So, Eddie Nketiah is going to be the fallback to plan guy. And not Florian Balogun. So there have been a few stories here and there that Arsenal could be thinking about bringing Florian Balogun back to the Emirates Stadium. We have a recall clause in his loan deal with Reims, but it's not going to happen. He will stay in France, complete the season there, and then come back to Arsenal at the end of the season. Look, to be honest, I don't think Florian Balogun should be interrupted. I don't think his campaign should be interrupted any further. FIFA have already interrupted it with the World Cup, and I think the worst thing we can do for him as a player right now is going, okay, one of our key players, one of our key members in the squad is actually injured. We want you to come in. We want you to come and sit on the bench as Eddie Nketiah starts game in, game out. Because even if he comes back to the team, I don't think he starts over Eddie Nketiah. That is very, very practical. Mikel rates Nketiah over Florian Balogun. So I don't think Balogun starts over Eddie Nketiah. And doesn't make any sense for us to call him back and make him sit on the bench for the rest of the season while we can keep on scoring those goals at Reims in the French league. Just help him develop better as a young talent, and in the end, we will get the best out of him, just like we've got the best out of William Saliba. So this is a very smart move from Edu and Mikel Arteta. Balogun stays in France on loan, and if we want a striker, we will go and get one. I doubt we will go and get one. I think it's going to be more of Arsenal trying to get a more of an all-rounder in terms of a forward, someone who can play for you in those 3 positions or 4 positions up top. And I think also that is a very, very, very smart move. So Balogun is not coming back. Eddie Nketiah is the guy. And the other frightening part of this story is that Arsenal might not actually go for a centre forward. Our plans are going to stay on focusing on getting a winger and also a midfielder. Yuri Tielemans has been named as one of the players that Arsenal really want to focus on, and I think that is a very smart move again, in my opinion. If you have Tielemans walking in the side, I think Tielemans can come for around 15 million euros, and because we've been given around 50 million euros to work with, that actually means Arsenal could sign someone at around 35 million euros. If it's not Marcus Thuram, who is around 10 million euros, you easily can get a decent signing in January for 35 million euros. So Arsenal do not want to change their transfer plans in January. We want to get in a winger and a midfielder. So what do you think about that? Do you think maybe we are a little bit too rigid here? We should be a little bit flexible and think about all these strikers. I've been looking at Fabrizio, and he was saying, Joao Felix has already made up his mind. He wants to go. And in my head, what is actually moving around is, this is what you need. This is the update you want as Arsenal. And if I'm signing players for Arsenal, I don't think I'm thinking about any other player apart from Joao Felix. I do not think. But anyway, let's wait and see what happens in that regard. And finally, Arsenal have sent in an offer for my boy, Yunus Musah. And the offer has actually been outrightly rejected. There's a problem with this one. There's a very, very big problem with this one. I feel the media are riding onto incentives. I think what they've done here is they've looked at Yunus Musah as one of the very, very big talents right now in terms of central midfield and defensive midfield, apart from Enzo Fernandez. He's played for Arsenal. Arsenal need a midfielder, and they've gone, Arsenal have made an offer. I don't think we've really made an offer for Yunus Musah, but it's a player that I think Arsenal cannot resist from being interested in. I don't think we can resist the interest. He's so good. He's been part of our education system, and I like him. I really like him. Actually, I spotted Musah Yunus Musah before the World Cup. And I said if there was one player that I'll ask Arsenal to sign, it would be Yunus Musah. He's so good at winning the ball back, at transitioning the ball, the confidence at his age. He's got a bright future. Oh my God. And it is so frightening and disappointing, actually. Frustrating is the word to use, that we let him go in 2019. And somehow we want to sign him again. This is going to be more like the Paul Pogba situation with Manchester United. Somehow Pogba leaves Man United and goes to Juventus, does his thing, becomes one of the best in the world, comes back to Man United and becomes one of the worst in the world. And yeah, that is the scary story. But Yunus Musah is one player I would like. I'll cover him in depth because I like him. I really, really like him. So make sure you watch the podcast because that video about Yunus Musah will be coming your way very, very soon. And I'll speak to you in the next one as we speak about Evan Dika. Who is he? And why exactly did Arsenal sign him? Yeah, first signing of 2023. Not that bad. I mean, we are around 20 days away from 2023 and we have a signing. Yeah, it's not that bad. Unless otherwise. But it doesn't really feel that bad. I'll see you soon.